All right, I just made us go live here. Play some music.
Okay.
We could just chat though. I mean, we're just waiting on the custom game.
So can the stream hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay. What's up, stream? How's it going? Pull it up that way I can at least see stream chat.
Yeah. That's what I usually do.
Are we on LCS or Pengu
PMA
chat?
LCS.
Okay. What's happening?
Wait, am I in the right? Am I in the right custom game?
You are not actually.
Not in the right custom game? Oh, jeez.
Nope.
Someone invited me to it. I just accepted it.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. I can't invite you to a game though. There you go.
All right, perfect. Here's the spectator link. Yay.
See, this is what happens when Greg leaves. It's all just descended into chaos.
The heck? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in right now, welcome to week 6 of the PMA LCS. We are currently in the process. No, Guy Fieri, I'm not joining your game. Everyone wants me. They think I'm streaming them, but I'm not. We are going to be viewing Club Penguin versus Noble 5 tonight here on PMA LCS. And it feels good. It feels good. Let's look at the standings currently. It looks like Club Penguin currently is 1 win, 1 loss, 3 ties. Noble 5 is 2 wins, 1 loss, 2 ties. So as far as that goes, Noble 5 is coming in with a slight advantage here, but these teams are both about even in the standings right now. So I think I would go out on a limb and say that I think both of these teams are looking for a win tonight. I'm not really sure, but I think that might be an accurate statement. I have Sebastian with me, the new commissioner.
Ugh.
Not necessarily improved.
It's still to be determined and everything. But hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Let me just do this because I probably should. Oh, it's half off. Right.
Awesome.
There we go. Okay. By the way, if you have $2.50, it's half off subs September. So go ahead and hit that subscriber button. Help us out. Let us know you're here.
Hey!
Hey, there it is.
Twitch Prime. Thanks, Joystick1898, for this Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah.
Fleeing Panda's here. Welcome, Fleeing Panda, to the stream. So we got 4 viewers. Beautiful. Love it. Oh, gosh, I kind of burped into the mic. I apologize. Still waiting on a couple of homies to make their way into the game lobby here before we can start picking ban. Hope everyone's having a fantastic night. I don't really have any particular insights into this matchup tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Sebastian, what do you think?
It's just gonna be a lot of fighting. I'll be honest. Both of these captains we're really looking to not play a sweaty mini split, and yet here they are. It's gonna be sweaty as hell.
Super sweaty. I think that's probably about as accurate as it's going to be. No, Guy Fieri. I'm not joining your game. He messaged me. I think you're casting our match, but I don't really know what's going on. Nope, I'm not.
False. False is what that is. So just to give you guys a little bit of insight, Slaga will be subbing in for Menbung. I believe he has a real person job, so he has to be a little bit late, at least for one game. Shouldn't be too bad. I don't know how good Slaga is in the jungle though, so we'll have to see like where the swaps happen. Because it could very well be that Slaga goes to the support role, Boss Tones goes mid, and then Legends MK goes back to that dark place he calls the jungle. So that's definitely something that we're looking at here.
The jungles of Jumanji.
Basically.
Oh, what did they do? They just started pick ban already? God, you know what? With these upper bracket teams, I'm sick of it. All right, hold on, wait for it. God damn it. These fucking guys.
Well,
looks like we got a Camille, Rakan, and Katarina ban from the side of Club Penguin, and Noble 5 has banned Maokai, Blitzcrank, and Urgot. I guess we're starting.
Very strange, actually. So in the upper bracket, you definitely seem to see more of a, I guess, banning more towards, well, no, I mean, Wartui has played Camille over and over and over again and has just ran through teams with it, so, I guess it's more of a ban of the comfort, and we see an Udyr Sivir from the side of Noble 5. Udyr?
Oh, I just realized I was showing my Facebook on stream. Lovely. All right.
Uh-huh.
Aha! We're back!
Clip it.
You see all my noodles.
So, Maie opting to go into the Udyr, that's not, I don't know how good it is in the jungle right now. I don't think it's very good in the jungle, but, I mean, he's playing it.
I remember when Spirit Guard Udyr came out that we were talking about top lane Udyr a lot. So,
Yeah, I do remember
Tiger
that.
Stance.
Aatrox.
You never know.
Yeah, the DOT Udyr, the classic. So we're looking at a Morgana support here with the Swain mid and Aatrox top. Aatrox has been receiving his fair share of nerfs in the top lane. However, honestly speaking, I don't think it really changes a lot. He, I think it's not 100% to minions anymore. Like, they cut that like by 75%, so now it's only 25 as far as healing goes. So he's not just gonna sustain off of lane and forever. As we see here, a Poppy ban, a Nami ban as well, a Garen ban. Okay.
Interesting.
Fiora ban on the other side. I'm not really sure where these bans are going. These are going at lightning speed. They're not really giving us a lot of time to talk about them, but that's fine.
You know what? Banning the Garen out, I don't even feel that bad about it. Garen is pretty tough right now. I think we're seeing a lot of Garen Yuumi bot lane, and ain't nobody got time for that bullshit.
But
Pardon
it got
my
nerfed.
language. But
Numi just recently received. No. Yumi's receiving nerfs in the PvE.
I think I think she got one as well in this latest patch. I think she got a nerf.
Did
as
she?
well.
Yeah. It was the slow. Wasn't it the slow duration on the Q was nerfed.
And the Yuumi is up, so we may still see the Yuumi pick coming out. Especially with that Sivir. Oh, but probably Sivir Zilean. Never mind.
But I think the Morgana or the Swain are automatically like the best candidates for the mid. I don't really see why they would go for a support. Unless they would. I mean, I know Swain bot has been a thing, but with the Varus pickup, I don't think it's going to be a thing.
Oh, no, definitely not. That's a Varus bot lane. Interesting choice with the Varus. I personally love Varus, but tough AD carry to play, depending on how you do it. There's this really great AP Varus build that you can run, even in the mid lane. That's not bad. It's just tough. He's immobile and doesn't really build a whole lot of AD or anything, and that's the Leona pickup. So I think we are actually going to see the Zilean mid, Akali top, Sivir bot.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely be the Akali top. So It's going to be interesting to see that matchup, the Akali versus the Aatrox. Both of these champions were really, really prevalent in 9.17, has received their fair share of nerfs. Honestly speaking, I think Akali got the worst end of that stick with the removal of the microstun on the ultimate, as well as the fact that now Akali ultimate at level 1 is has a higher cooldown than a Mumu ult and Karthus ult. Fun fact of the day. It's so concerning because they can't balance that champion, so they dumpster it.
Well, okay, this is a question for you, Sebastian. Not really. It's kind of a meta question. Is the lobby full for you? Am I glitched out, or are we still missing 2 people in this lobby?
We're still missing 2 people in the lobby.
Okay. Well, why is my Facebook on? Get out. It's not my Facebook. Okay. Oy vey. Stream is a hot mess tonight. You're welcome. Welcome to a patented Joystick 1898 League of Legends stream. It's just a hot damn mess.
It's always a hot mess. Doesn't matter who's streaming, TBH. We'll have our fair share of fun.
Truth. Ain't that the damn truth. All right, looks like we are into pick ban right now. Excellent.
Okay, so a couple of things to note here. Like I said before, Aatrox Akali is going to be looking like the top lane matchup. I think Akali still wins that matchup because everything, like nothing about her has changed other than the damage on her out of her ult 1, and then again just the cooldown of it. But
there's a lot
Aatrox
of AoE
can't
coming out with the
sustain
Aatrox. You know?
Yeah, for sure. But Aatrox with the 25% nerf, as well as the fact that you don't get movement speed off of World Ender anymore, I think Akali has the better matchup into that. Really just depends on how Wirtui plays it. But again, Wirtui has shown time and time and again that his mechanics are just out of this world. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how he plays into the Aatrox. In the jungle matchup, we're seeing Elise versus Udyr. Not your typical junglers that you're really finding.
Definitely not meta right now.
Yeah. I mean, Udyr, I really don't remember the last time I've seen an Udyr, even in pro competitive play. Elise has always been that A tier, that B to A tier, kind of like on the cusp every single time.
She can never be too strong. They always make sure of that.
Right, exactly.
Because she's very strong.
So that'll definitely be an interesting matchup. And then we have the mid lane of Zilean into Swain. I don't really know who that goes in favor of. I believe Zilean has the better matchup because of the slows, the general.
When the Swain wants to all in, the Zilean can just stun and sort of walk away and.
Yeah,
I don't think he really hard wins that matchup necessarily. I don't think either of them really wins that matchup.
Right. I think it's a very soft counter to the Swain.
Now they're gonna have to watch out pre-6 with that Zilean matchup because the Elise is gonna want to come in with that Swain and mess that Zilean up before he can get his ult off. So.
Well, I mean, the Zilean also has to be very careful because he's going to be pushing into the Swain pretty easily. I think Swain doesn't have the best wave clear in the world in the early levels, so Zilean's definitely going to be wanting to take advantage of that, getting as much poke and as much damage into the wave as possible to shove it in. Also, Zilean, really, really good at roaming at the exact same time, so we're definitely going to be wanting to see those Zilean roams, see where it goes, particularly in the bot lane versus the Sivir and the Varus. Sivir definitely seeing a lot more play and competitive, definitely the more meta champion at the moment in comparison to the Varus. And
Sivir is pretty good into the Varus. I mean, he can just she can spell shield his ult pretty easily. So I would be concerned if I were this bot lane. But they do have the Morgana, which counters Leona to a certain extent. So they're just gonna be looking to poke, play safe.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much of the spell shield on the ultimate. I think it's more of the spell shield on the Q. Varus needs that Q to just start whittling away at his opponents to be able to kind of gain control of the lane. The Sivir isn't ever really too worried about that because as soon as the Varus charges up, I mean it's not the hardest thing in the world to spell shield a piercing arrow. So we're definitely gonna have to see how the Sivir plays with the spell shield. The Leona Morgana. I mean, Morgana is just stupid easy. I'll be honest. Probably one of the easier support champs to play.
And that is a teleport
Lowest skill
Morgana.
floor, really, really big skill ceiling though. So depending on how you play it, I know Boss Jones loves Morgana. It's one of his like comfort picks as well. So it's definitely not going to be in the hands of someone that's just going to do basic stuff. I really see Boss Jones being able to just push himself over the edge, especially with the support role here.
Absolutely, and that is a teleport Morgana, so they're going to be. I wonder how well the Morgana is going to be able to utilize that teleport in bot lane to, I guess, try to gain an item advantage
Well,
or.
So funnily enough, it is actually Slog on the swing.
Oh, look at that! There it is.
So maybe that's a Swain support.
That you know what? That could be right. That could be right. It could be the Swain support with the ignite, because most of the time Morgana's taking ignite in that lane or exhaust if she's a support. Well, we'll find out here in just a couple of minutes.
We'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure because I mean Slaga. I've never really seen Slaga play in the mid lane, so I'm not really sure where that's all about. I know Boss Jones plays both mid and support. I think Morgana is better suited in the mid lane, or rather in the support lane, and the Swain more into the mid lane. We actually just saw that in our match just a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just a weird meta right now, where you can essentially take a lot of things elsewhere, and you can, if you play it correctly, like you're gonna have a lot of good success. So we'll have to see where all of that goes.
Interestingly enough. All right, so what do we think? I mean, I guess if you're in chat and you're watching, want to participate in the chat there, give us a hashtag N5, hashtag CP win, whichever one you think is going to win. I mean, based solely on comps, I actually give the edge over to Noble 5. I like their comp a little bit better. It's a little more conventional, I suppose you could say, with the engage on the Leona, the Zilean with the Resurrect, and the Udyr just wants to farm, get strong, and then run at you and get onto the Varus, get onto the Morgana and stuff in the end, or in those fights, and just try to burst him down. I mean, we'll see, but I think I personally give the edge to Noble 5's comp just because it's got this heavy engage, and the Sivir up is super meta right now. So I think they can dive onto somebody, which someone like Varus is very vulnerable to those big dives, those big team fights. So
I'm actually going to disagree with you. I think I'm going to give this one to CP, to Club Penguin. The reason why is because I believe that their team composition is a little bit easier to execute, I guess is the word that I'm looking at. Aatrox, he goes in with the World Ender. He's a big mean. I mean, he's a big mean top laner bruiser that just loves to like knock people up and everything. You also have to factor in Legends MK on the Elise. In the jungle, like he's gonna be a really like Elise is more of a standard jungler than the Udyr is at the moment. You also have to factor in the Morgana in Boss Tones, and he's going Glacial Augment as well. Like he is going to be just a control type mage, and that can mitigate a lot of the stuns from the Leona and the Zilean with a really, really well placed Black Shield. That's kind of the reason why Morgana is such a highly contested pick, just in general. Doesn't matter what league you're playing, even in competitive. So while I do see that there's a lot of unconventional picks in some lanes, I do believe that Noble 5 is a little bit easier depending on... honestly, I don't really know who scales even that much harder. I know that Aatrox doesn't scale as hard as he used to. The Swain support will get there eventually. But I know that Udyr falls off. The Udyr falls off pretty hard coming into the mid to late game, depending on what he's doing. And it just, honestly, if Rotui pops off on the Akali, it needs to snowball. The Akali in this stage of the meta right now needs to snowball. So we have to be keeping an eye on that on Rotui. But I'm going to give this one to Club Penguin.
We are in the game right now. Let's pause at 10 seconds.
I agree.
All right, I'm paused.
Yeah.
All right.
Make sure you hit your frames as well.
Absolutely.
Your champion frames.
Right. Let's do that real quick. Hold on. Good call. Who do I guess I don't really know who's bot, but I'm assuming it's the Swain. He got the support item. Jungler.
Is that Leona mid?
That's probably a Kali. No. Okay. We are at 10 seconds. Are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Excellent. We are into the game now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 6 of the PMA LCS, the final week before we go into playoffs. Hope you guys are ready for a fantastic game here. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be action-packed, lots of fighting, lots of brawling. I am going to go ahead and give the edge to Noble 5 here because they have skins and nobody has skins on the side of Club Penguin. So we all know skins win. So
skins win, of course.
Can I mute this chat because it's a little
yeah, you can.
It's getting a little spicy.
Yeah,
it's
you
getting
can.
a little spicy out there.
Go ahead and mute all.
Oh, can I just type that in spectator? That's good. Okay.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I can. All right. But I don't want to miss their ping. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We all know how this goes.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I can still see their pings going down. That's good. All right. So we got pretty standard jungle setup. They're actually not even doing like defensive jungle starts or the 5-point starts or anything. They're not expecting. Neither of these teams are really good at invading, so I don't think we're gonna see it. But we do have a little spiciness going on. Opie is getting caught trying to use his abilities to get out. He had to flash, and Morgana just throwing the W out there. We now know Morgana started with W, and this is actually really rough for Opie here. He's gonna have to blow his teleport to get back to the top lane here.
Well, not only that, but Maie taking a little bit of initiative there and going to go ahead and get the early blue buff. Going to try and get some vertical jungle going early. Trying to put a little bit more pressure into that top lane.
Yeah,
oh my God,
we're to right now. Yeah, this top lane is just a big spiciness. It's just spicy lane, habanero. Freaking Ghost Pepper's top lane. I don't know where I'm going with that metaphor. I'm gonna move on. we're in bot lane
yeah,
now.
as we see, we already have the vertical jungler going, so that's gonna dictate a lot of this game. It's gonna also be a clear indicator to the bot lane of Club Penguin that Maie just isn't going to be on this side. And right now, Noble 5 is already really good shape.
Absolutely, yeah. They're pushing in really hard. They're poking down their opponents. Varus is down to about half health right now. The Aatrox down to about half health as well. So they are really just trying to and their comp, to be fair, is one that really just wants to scale up a little bit. They're not trying to take level 2, level 3 fights. They just want to get their farm, scale up a little bit, get to 6, and then look for plays, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna really be looking for that 3-item Sivir coming into the to the 25-30 minute mark. So they're just as happy as can be, just trying to get as much farm as possible, especially early.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Now we do have the Elise coming in around. Elise is level 3, going to throw out the cocoon, but misses as well. The Swain flashes forward, trying to get the pull in, but that's 2 flashes now burned from both of the supports. Actually, not. I lied. JJ Bell burned his flash. That's the Sivir's flash down. Elise still looking for it. Still looking for it with the red buff. Uses the repel to get in. Q's in on the on him and actually misses. But the Swain pulls it in. That is first blood going in for the Elise.
Yeah, pretty
Swain
big mistake
CC
there by Siboy. Yeah, really big mistake there by Itsuboy. Burnt the flash to try and get out of the original scenario, and then goes back in trying to get just a little bit of poke back.
OP looking for the tower dive. Gets it. Manages to flash out. Sorry, words to yeah. There's people. Akali gets the kill under the tower at level 3 onto the Aatrox. This is gonna be a rough lane for him with only 4 CS. That's gonna be tough. And the teleport is down as well.
Yeah, already burnt the TP. Wertui is now completely in control of this lane. Right now, Opie has to be looking for Legends to try and get him back into this lane.
Varus is stunned. Pulling up, he's got the bomb pulling off, and we do have Udyr now coming in looking for it. Varus does have flash heal, but it opts to just take the stun. I don't think he could have gotten out even with flash heal. So
yeah, no, there was absolutely no way. I mean, you flash a couple of pixels, but in the end, I mean, the bear stance is going to get to you.
He's got that lunge.
The same thing is going to happen. It doesn't really matter at that point.
Absolutely. Now Slaga just taking some poke, getting stunned up by It's Your Boy on the Zillion. Taking tons of damage, brought to about half health, but actually opting to just stay even at low mana here. Does have his jungler coming in now, looking for a little bit of backup. Udyr is trying to just go back into his jungle and do some farming. Very
It's
low.
a
Actually
pretty
going
big
back.
wave though. I don't really think Noble. I'm sorry, Club Penguin want this.
And
as of
also,
right
I
now.
have
That
it. I have it
doesn't-
wrong because it is Leona mid. What the actual hell?
Yeah, it's Leona mid. I thought so. Very unconventional. I don't really see that too often in any sort of
In
capacity. Oh my God.
any arena, whether it be normals, ranked, twisted tree line,
Just the tree line, yeah.
Overwatch, you don't take Leona mid. So we'll see how that goes. Into the Morgana as well. I am confused. I gotta be honest. I have no idea what the plan is with this, but we'll see how it plays
I
out
don't
as
know.
the game
Maybe
goes
he
on.
knows something that we don't.
Absolutely, and that's
Guess so.
entirely possible. This is the upper bracket, of course.
But yeah. So, I mean, Opie in this top lane is just gonna have a pretty bad time from here on out. Where Tui has complete control. Opie can't really do much. At this point, he's gonna need a gank from Legends to be able to get a little bit of a semblance back into this lane, try and make it happen. But Word Tui has that freeze, and it's not gonna be broken up anytime soon.
Better duck.
Oh boy. By the way, what's the first dragon? Oh, first dragon's actually gonna be Infernal, so we're definitely gonna see both teams clutter around for that. And right now, it does look as if Club Penguin and the bot lane have the advantage, has the little bit of
Leona trying to go in on the
priority.
Morgana. Morgana ults the Leona, actually, and they're just kind of having a little skirmish. Leona has nothing left here. And we're seeing top lane here, Opie getting ganked and taken down by the Udyr and the Akali. That's gonna be a very big issue for them going in. Leona still going in, ignites the Morgana, gets hit with the Q right in the face. Morgana able to just walk away from that. Elise fighting the Udyr in the jungle. Udyr is going to stun her up, and Udyr has tons of burst damage. Udyr just waiting for the Elise to rappel back down. She was trying to get her cooldowns. Morgana's coming as well. Morgana's low.
Oh,
Does
Boston's
actually
here
hit
first,
it! Legends actually does wind up with the kill with the Morgana support coming in. Boss Tones has absolutely nothing left. Legends super low. Flashes the Leona E.
Oh,
And they're actually trying to look to possibly turn this against the Leona.
Oh, no.
And the stun comes out as well. Akali is super strong. They get the just final auto attack from the Elise, and they actually do bring down the Leona, who was super deep into that lane. What a crazy fight that wound up being.
yeah, Boston's being able to be there and respond faster than the Akali, who was pushing in the lane. A little bit of miscommunication there on the side of Wertui and Maye. If Wertui had been there from the very get-go, I do think that would have been a completely different matchup. But really good stuff on Boston's hitting that binding into the pool, because that really changed the flow and got the kill there.
Absolutely. You're transitioning down to this bot lane. We're actually seeing about about a 25 CS difference, or excuse me, about a 30 CS difference or so, with the Varus coming up. And Varus, of course, gets that little buff, the little AS buff from farming. So Varus just really good at farming. Udyr is going to do Udyr things and run straight at them. He actually is going to get the stun onto Slaga. Varus ults as well. The bomb comes out on top of Udyr's head to give him some backup, but he's actually just trying to run away. The the Q comes out from Chad Penguin as well, and they're actually able to turn this around and get out safely. Udyr now running back into the jungle, so they are safe.
Really good stack of CC there from the side of Slaga and Chad Penguin, making sure that the claws from the Swain are able to hit the back line, whereas the ultimate hits the Udyr in the front, essentially having a 3-man stun off of just 2 abilities. Really good stuff there.
Absolutely. I agree.
So we're seeing here about a 1k gold lead on the side of Club Penguin, mostly coming from the farm in the mid lane and the bottom lane now. Morgana getting a 28 CS lead to about a 30 CS lead in the bot lane as Juice Me Daddy goes aggressive.
Absolutely. Juice Me Daddy's going in, actually gets the W off as well. Morgana just with the last bits of her mana Q's out. Takes a ton of, absorbs a ton with the W, but eventually does fall to Legends, who is now 4-0 on this Elise. Behind in farm, but it is an Udyr. But still, 4-0 completely makes up for that farm difference. And Opie and Wertui are just having a brawl up here. Opie is actually doing okay against this Akali, all things considered. Does have a lot of sustain, and he wants to get the execute off. And actually, they actually do manage to trade 1-for-1 in that situation. I think that's actually good for Opie here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite dying.
I mean, that's shutdown gold there for Opie, giving him a little bit Well, it's going to let him at least get into a phage. Not really sure why Rattouille was going to go aggressive there. I guess he thought he had the calculations all done and everything. I
Calculations,
think, however,
that
if
meme.
he didn't dash in front of Opie's face, I think Opie wouldn't have known that was going to be a dash too, and maybe would have misplayed it just a little bit more. Oh my god, that was a huge
The
dragon.
dragon,
that was gonna
yeah,
go
the
into
Infernal
side of
Drake.
Club Penguin.
Yeah, the Infernal
Oh
Drake goes
no,
over there.
that's going to Noble 5.
Who managed to pick it off?
JJ Bell.
JJ Bell on the Sivir. Yeah, that's going over to Noble 5. Going over to Noble 5. So that's really good for them, and that is evening up that gold lead a little bit. Just from the farm alone, Club Penguin had about 1,000 gold lead for a little while, but that little skirmish there narrowed it up a little bit. That was a shutdown onto the Elise. That gives them a nice big gold boost.
Yeah, it's
there.
a huge stack of gold there. Who's the one that picked it up? That was It's Your Boy on the Zillion picking up that huge shutdown there.
Not exactly who you want that extra gold to go on, to be honest.
No, but at least it goes to the team. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it goes to somebody on the team. In the end, it's gonna be a huge chunk of gold. We'll see what he does with it here after he backs.
Absolutely. The Udyr was spotted out in this bottom side jungle, but he's able to get out here. Actually going to go and clear this control ward up here. Zillion just giving that
still
experience
trying
boost.
to trade.
Do have a big fight happen. We Akali just trying to go in, still trying to look at under this turret here. Akali does have about 1,500 gold or so, roughly. I'm terrible at math. The Black Shield comes out, actually stuns up the Udyr into the tower! Bastones kills Maye for being greedy. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah, that's definitely a choice there by Maye, going for the stun
Black Shields it and then
into
throws
a
the
tower.
Q up.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
in tower range.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one. I'll be honest.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, you really do hate to see it, but wow, Legends here getting the drop on Rattouille
Three
between
men.
3 different people. Is he gonna be able to get out?
He is steady.
Oh,
he stealths
almost has
over,
the
go over.
ultimate available.
He's got the blast cone. He doesn't use it to go over the wall here. He actually, and then uses the sight cone to get vision on his opponents to see where he needs to run to. Going to use the blast cone here to go probably not the right place. And Bastone's a little early with that Q. Is able to, and actually Rattouille is able to get out of that 3-man dive, sort of that gank in top lane, and that, honestly, I'm impressed. It is Akali, so we'll give him
Well, I mean,
to be fair.
he didn't have the ultimate there. He didn't have flash. He was able to get in between 3 members, go down. The blast cone was there, fortunately.
Opie getting
no.
getting attacked again, ganked again in the top lane, and the Udyr's just gonna run up, try to go in for the tower dive, possibly. Udyr getting pulled back into the turret again, takes another tower shot. You don't want to do it, Maye, not twice in a row. Decides to go back in the bush. And we have a fight happening in bottom lane. They actually do manage to bring the Swain down. The Zillion ults himself instead of his buddy Sivir. And they are probably going to be able to get this kill onto Zillion. And now I think they're looking to push this tower. Big plays in bottom lane here. While they're busy top lane, they knew that they could do this freely. And of course, JJ Bell and It's Your Boy were pushed way far up without vision of the jungler.
Really huge swag play there by Slaga, throwing out the Never Move in a certain direction, flashing in to try and get that stun off of both members of Noble 5. Really good stuff there. That's a lot of Pyke mechanics. For those of you that don't know, that's kind of like the exact same thing that Pyke does with the flash into the E. Really good stuff there. I mean, it's the same champion in a different form, you know.
Absolutely, Morgana just taking it to this Leona mid lane with the gun with the revolver.
Yeah, that's gonna be one of the biggest question marks of this game is why the Leona,
Okay,
mid?
Sivir. Actually, they do use the Blade of the Ruined King on the Sivir. He does have Verisol, but he does not have Verisol. Never mind. He doesn't have Verisol, so he couldn't possibly use it. The Sivir just held the spell shield there. Yeah, this bot lane actually going big time in favor. And we do have a play mid lane happening. Maye gets caught up with a Morgana Q, I think it was there, and then just layered the CC on with the Elise. And Maye having a rough time with this Udyr. And we did have someone point out in chat, Symphonia John, Club Penguin ran a 5 demon TFT comp.
Oh, so that's where the buff's coming from.
Yeah, it's the buff right there, the 5 demon buff. We do have a gank happening here. Elise opts to go in for the repel, gets a little Q out, decides not to go in for the dive here, though. And they actually do manage to snipe out Chad Penguin with the Varus. Hits the snipe on the Sivir. They're looking at this turret now. And with the
Max range.
with the minion wave coming in and the Elise actually opts to leave here, they're going to go for the Ocean Drake instead of the tower here. Probably a wise decision. They do still have It's Your Boy at less than half health. They probably could have dove him, taken the tower.
Oh no, Opie's dead here. Oh my god, hits the shuriken flip. He has, oh my god, so clean by Wurtui. Had the ult, had everything just going for him there. Hit every single skill shot.
Oof.
Doesn't really matter at this point.
Directed camera was looking at so many different things there. Missed
A
the
lot of
kill
things
in
happened
top
all at
lane.
once.
But we do have a 3-1 and 2 Akali in the top lane with a completed Gunblade and Sork boots, whereas Aatrox just trying to finish that Black Cleaver. Gonna have a rough time. That's a flash from the Leona. Unfortunately, Leona not able to do anything against a big old Rift Herald. So this Rift Herald is now charging down the mid lane, but we do have 3 members from Noble 5 able to answer this, so I think they will... They opt to go for the fighting instead of just trying to get the kill. That is another charge from the Rift Herald, and I don't think they actually managed to get a kill out of that at all mid lane. So I don't know if that's worth it. They're going to let the tower finish off the Rift Herald, and they're going to keep going for the kills. Swain is out with the Blast Cone.
That's actually really huge. That's Sivir ult.
And they actually do manage to Varus ult the Maie. Maie falls as well. And they are looking at It's Your Boy, but the repel comes out. It's not quite close enough for him to get on it, but the Morgana cues him and they get the kill anyway. So, despite all of this, though, only about 1,500 gold difference between these two teams. And the Infernal buff did go to Noble 5, so they have a fed Akali. They are losing in their other lanes right now, but the Akali, I mean, it's Akali, right? So
yeah, at the end of the day, if the Akali is able to just go ahead and burst down the Varus and the Elise, who is going to generally be a little bit squishy, on the squishier side, we'll have a little bit of bulk to her. But if the Akali can get in, get those carries, destroy the carries before anything happens, I mean, do they really have a gold lead at that point? So it's going to really fall on Wurtui to be able to find these flanks around the map, trying to make it happen, because he's the only member right now that really has a shot of doing so.
So Akali is looking at this Varus underneath his tower. He does not have ult. He managed to use the Blade of the Ruined King onto the Sivir, pops the Zilean ult, but now he is surrounded by 2 people. Akali is here as well, but they actually turn on the Akali. They stun the Akali. They snare her in with the Swain, and they manage to kill both kills, and they are now looking to turn it onto the Zilean. The Morgana throws the Q up, but Zilean speeds himself up and gets out. Woof! Double kill on the bot lane.
Yeah, 4-man from Club Penguin right there in the bottom side, just trying to go ahead and take this tower down. Noble 5 not really...
The snare
really
lands on the
prepared.
Zilean, but they opt to not go for it. They're just going to just poke him out, clear this minion wave up, and look for this turret.
Yeah, take the objective for sure. So Juice Me Daddy now opting to go into the OP. However, like I said, Leona not really well known for her fighting capacity, especially with she goes electric.
This is exactly what OP wants. Gets the kill onto the Leona. 274 gold into his pocket. That helps him out a lot. Still 2,000 gold down from the. Actually, let's make that. It's still about 2,000 gold down from the Akali, but really what he needed right there, just a little bit of a gold injection right there to help him out.
Yeah, like I said, it's still a really big question mark on the side of Noble 5. What does this Leona do? What does this Leona bring to the table? I mean, with an electrocuted Leona, nonetheless, how is he going to play out into, or why does he want to fight into an Aatrox with Conqueror? You know, it just really doesn't make sense. We'll have to really ask that if we have interviews going into after game 2, because I definitely want to ask about that, what the game plan is, because it doesn't really seem like it's working at the moment.
How dare you? How dare you say that about them?
Well, you know, it's Matt. He's my former captain, so he knows I love him, but I also know how he thinks.
Absolutely. We're and so we're just gonna continue to follow this lane. They still are, amazingly enough, still only a couple of thousand gold down. So and that's okay for them. I think they've got this late game scaling comp, so they're trying to just slow things down. And get this Sivir onto her second item and possibly really try.
Oh, wow.
See, she does ult. The Blade of the Ruined King comes down from Varus as well, using that speed boost to just get himself out. And they're looking now possibly to turn this. They do have the Varus ult. They are missing a tower. Slaga throws the Q out, but does not connect with anything, and they're just going to push this tower up. Sivir and Zillion are just leaving. They're getting out of here. But Legends super fast, super speedy. Gonna possibly be looking for something. The Luden Zeko actually runs across, forces the flash out of the Sivir with the Morgana Q. They're clearing wards up and just taking over this bottom side jungle here.
Yeah, and Boss Tones is now a force to be reckoned with. He has the Spooky Ghost. He has the Hextech GLP. He's going to be able to slow down so much of the engage of the Sivir and the Udyr. So really engaging onto Chad Penguin is not something that Noble 5 wants to do.
I think they do want to just take this fight here. They don't have wards in the tri-bush. They do see Maie. They don't see Maie in the back, but Maie takes the blast cone around, and I think it being that it is Udyr, he is capable of just leading them on a merry chase, and I think that's kind of what he's trying to do, just distract them a little bit from what they were doing. But they are going to turn onto this Mountain Drake here. Now, Club Penguin does, or Noble 5 does have vision of this dragon, but I don't think they have any recourse to stop it here. The Leona ult does come out. They try to steal it with the Leona ult, which is pretty much the only option I think they had at that point, was just try to get lucky. Get lucky with the Leona ult. But Opie just getting taken to him, but under this tower here by the Akali. Not really able to do anything except just farm under this turret as best he can.
Yeah, but at the same time, Wertui is not around, being the most fed member of his squad, not being able to really be with them and
this
force
is a
these
big fight
fights.
happening over here. They did Boss Tones did miss the Q. Ults onto
Oh, misses another
and
Q as
does
well.
not have anything. Doesn't have the black shield. Actually uses the stopwatch right here and just overextended a little bit. Got a little greedy for the Leona who and her perceived weakness there. But when you got 3 versus 1, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
And Legends here just to collect this tower or this wave under the tower.
Report Legends he's a liar, so that kind of speaks to me in saying that maybe Legends Legends kind of communicated that he was going to be there for the backup, and well, it was just a step too late.
Little too late getting in there.
Yeah, a little too late to get a little bit of help there. Ends up giving up a pretty big shutdown actually for Maie. Doesn't exactly need it right now. Gets the red buff. Does want to go.
Leo, oh my gosh, the Elise is just so strong. Wants to fight the Legends, but you know, given just a little bit more time, Wertui gets the ult. Oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely. That's it for the Akali, the saving grace now for Noble 5.
Okay, that was a little bit of a misplay there by Wertui because he ends up shurikening one of the spiders. Did not kill it. So he had to burn the ultimate there to make up the distance. So thankfully he did have it in order to go ahead and finish off that kill. But still, really good stuff there. Also, I don't know why Maie continuously wants to fight Legends in his own jungle. That's a 6-1 Elise, now a 7-2 Elise. But I mean, still, kind of makes you wonder.
It makes you wonder. You hate to see it. I just like saying that. I really have no reason to say it. I don't know why I say it so much.
A lot of people do, trust me. So now we're getting about into the mid game right now.
And this game's still even.
Yeah, surprisingly
Certain
enough.
members on this team are on both teams are super fed. You wouldn't think that, Wertui with, being 4-2-2 is super fed, but with, a 40 C, 45, 46 CS lead here. Actually, Maie getting brought super low by Legends, uses the repel to get in, does have the Zillion ult. That's 2 people, but they're having to fight Opie in the back line. Opie is just distracting them, uses the blast cone, and they do get the kill onto Maie. Wow.
Yeah, missing the chain of corruptions there, but it doesn't really matter because there's members of Club Penguin there to help out with that Boss
going
Tones.
super deep, yeah.
Really close to getting that kill. Wertui having to burn the flash in order to get out of there.
Says, okay, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go back now. Does have 1,100 gold to spend, so.
Yeah, you're right. It's still only just a 2k differential, but I do believe that that's coming... I mean, yeah, that's coming directly from the top lane. Wertui is about 9,700 right now, about to hit 98 to Opie's, 6.9. So I mean, all the advantage right now is coming off of that top lane, but it's not really going around the map, as you can see here. I mean, you now have your 2-2 on bricks, which is fine, but now Club Penguin is catching up in Dragons. Didn't get the first Infernal, but now has an ocean and a mountain, getting making it a little bit easier to take these objectives. Baron's definitely going to be easier for them as well. So if they don't convert this top lane lead, I mean, it's just going to be inevitable to where they're not going to be able to finish off this game.
Completely agreed. Completely agreed. Now, I will say, Wertui holding down this tower here with 51 health, a light breeze, a fart in its direction will knock this tower down. So that's pretty much a free objective whenever they want. They do use the Varus ult. It's not able to chain off with the Sivir. She gets out, and that's a huge stun from Leona. Or from the Zilean, but they do manage to get out. They're just trying to get away here. Chad Penguin's coming in. Morgana in the back lane. Morgana in the back lane gets a double ult. Zilean ults himself. They do have Wertui coming with the teleport. It's your boy trying to get away. Does the stun onto the Aatrox. Boss Tone's in the back lane getting killed by the Akali. They do manage to kill the Akali and bring her down. They're going in on the Zilean now. He's trying to run away. They're ignoring the Leona. She's not worth anything, and they're going to turn around, and they're going to go for this dragon here that's coming up in just a couple of seconds.
That was a huge teleport by Boss Tones, being able to get into the back line of Noble 5, and again, Glacial Augment with the GLP and the Spooky Ghost, just able to freeze up, essentially stunning every single member of Noble 5. Wertui trying to get in there, try and salvage that fight, but he had just burned his ultimate 1v1ing Legends, so unfortunately he wasn't able to just create that get those assassinations off on those high-value targets. And now Club Penguin's looking to take this dragon. See here, another Ocean Drake as well. It's for a Morgana and Slaga. It's gonna be.
Now Leona
nice.
does ult onto the Varus. Gets past the Varus though, just the result of being a Morgana. Does the W, trying to just reduce some of the damage, but gets brought back in by the Swain. They said, no, we're fighting. You don't get to leave. And they do manage to get it out. Sivir chunks down OP a little bit, but they do manage to secure the dragon.
Yeah, just a little bit early there from Juice Me Daddy, trying to make something happen. Unfortunately, there were not a lot of his team members still there.
They do ult the Akali. She's just trying to go in. She can delete this Varus. He is forced to ult her to get away.
Yeah, but again, I'm sure Wertui is feeling that Akali nerf now, because usually by this point the ultimate would be back up, and maybe that would have been a dead Varus. That would have been a definite game changer, but unfortunately now it's just not the case.
Had a little trade here in the mid lane, trying to bring out or take down the Akali with the Elise, but decide it's not worth the risk of going in on her. Which, why would you?
Exactly.
So we see both. We see definitely on the side of Noble 5, they're trying to just reset a little bit, slow things down. They do have a 4K deficit now, so they're trying to slow this here down, slow the bleeding a little bit. They are back in on their inner turrets, well, except for mid lane. Mid lane's inner turret has been brought down.
Oh no!
And Juice Me Daddy just caught out again on the Leona. Legends just super strong on that Elise. So anyone Legends catches right now is gonna be
I was about to start commenting that Wertui, it's now in his best interest to try and group up with his squad, him being the strongest member, because now the Varus and Legends MK are creeping up there in kill leads. You have a 7-3 Elise, and now just kind of very low-key, Chad Penguin 9-1 on the Varus. He's becoming a huge force to be reckoned with.
12,000 gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
More than the Akali. And we do a fight happening. The Varus ult just spreads like a virus amongst everyone. And that's going to be it as well for the Sivir. The bomb does get out to stun Opie, and they're back at this dragon possibly. Legends is super low. They decide, you know what? The Baron, excuse me. They decide, you know what? The jungler's really low. Does hit Wertui, forced to dash away. And they're going to try to back here with their nice little lead that they just got. A nice advantage.
Yeah, JJ Bell walking in, pretty poor positioning there by JJ Bell. He just saw Juice Me Daddy go down. It was an automatic 4v5. However, Maya is still opting to try and take the fight, trying to make sure that they get off the Baron. To be fair, they did pull Club Penguin off of the Baron. They can now dance it off again. But yeah, they just need to be a little bit more cautious, because like I said, now no, nothing really changes on the side of the Elise nor the Varus, but you do have to be a little bit more careful at this point, because now Opie's starting to slowly get back into this game as well. He's slowly starting to become a champion, hold his own, and getting these little kills on these low value targets of Juice Me Daddy and JJ Bell in the team fight.
Just a huge ward battle going on in this Baron pit, trying not to trigger the Baron. And the Zilean Bomb did. Gets a couple of hits out. Elise forced to just walk away, but with the sustain, Elise very able to just get back into her jungle, sustain up a little bit here.
Something interesting to note, though.
Ghost.
Right now, Club Penguin, the bottom lane is pushing in favor for them. They do have to start thinking about these. They can't Baron dance forever. Also, we're going to be looking at Dragon coming up in a couple of minutes here. So that's definitely going to be another thing on the table as well. Both teams just really don't want to give up this this Baron priority, and I mean, why would you? I think this is Noble 5's bid into trying to get back into this game, and honestly speaking, for Club Penguin, that's going to be the nail in the coffin. This Baron.
Exactly, but one rough fight, and Club Penguin just takes. They're going to shred this Baron. So
Right, exactly.
So Noble 5 has to be very, very careful as they play around this here, and I think the longer this game goes on, the more this small gold advantage disappears, and Noble 5 starts to get very strong.
Well, actually, Club Penguin opting to
just
start
gonna start
the
it.
Baron right now. Noble 5 do sniff this out. It is going down very fast, though. They
Down
don't
to
have
half-
any vision on it. They're going to be able to take
And they
it.
just bring it down. Udyr uses a blast cone to get out, but he's so... What is he going to do? What is he going to do? He's stuck. He's stuck. He's going to try to run out the side. Varus ults him, and they just bring him down. They bring him down, and they are now going towards this mid lane. Morgana splits off on top lane. Perfect. That's exactly what you
no.
want, because they're going to be pushing in. And they do get the Leona ult directly onto the Varus. Leona has to flash away, using this completely as a disengage tool. Wurtui's possibly looking on the side, but Opie is not the one they want to go for with this assassination attempt. And again, they do have boss tones in the top lane pushing that lane with the Baron buff. That's exactly where they want to be right now.
Yeah, and why not? He has the TP available. He can get into the middle of the team fight, just throw down the ultimate with the Zanyas, and he's pretty much done his job. Vertui now having to go up there, and that is a Baron and a Infernal Drake.
And
Chad
fourth
Penguin-
dragon.
I'm sorry, Club Penguin now just thoroughly in the driver's seat. Now they just have to end off this game. I don't really see Noble 5 having a bid of getting back into this game. Aside from a very huge Vertui assassination, Vertui has to assassinate both the Elise and the Varus. And right now with the CC stack that Club Penguin has exemplified, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely not. And we're just looking at just the 80 carry difference right now. 14,000 gold on the side of Chad Penguin versus 87 with JJ Bell. That's a huge, she's trying to finish her third item. Meanwhile, he's done with 4.
Yeah, but to be
5
fair,
you count
once
boots,
well, once JJ Bell does eventually complete that item, if JJ Bell finishes that item and they haven't lost their entire base at that point, I feel like they have. I feel like that's going to be a little silver lining. Because once Sivir gets into that third item, it is going to be a little bit harder. Does have that wave clear available to try and just fend it off as much as possible. Zillion will help out a lot with that as well.
Well, it looks
but
like that
against
third
Baron and
item,
Tower,
Sivir, is
right
going to
now.
be some kind of attack speed item, which
Oh, yeah,
not
it's even
necessarily
gonna
what you
be-
want. You want that third item to be your Infinity Edge there. And that is a huge Leona ult. She does come out, go straight onto the Varus. They're trying to burst him out. He was stunned for so long. He's ignited as well. Wurtui gets the kill on him as well. And they're actually possibly going to win this fight. They do bring
it's
out,
close.
everyone's really low. That's 3 down. It's your boy, super low as well. Gets killed by Opie, and Wurtui's forced to flash out and gets killed by the Morgana Q. And that's it. That's going to be, I think that's going to be game. That's a clean ace.
I do believe so.
Not
too.
clean, but that's an ace.
Wurtui making everything possible. Huge Leona ultimate by Juice Me Daddy, trying to make everything happen for that squad. A huge 3-man stun, and Wurtui almost getting the immediate assassination onto Chad Penguin. Was looking for the assassination onto Legends MK. Was just out of reach.
And that's
Just
going to
out
do
of
it for
reach
game
there.
1, ladies and gentlemen. That's it with Club Penguin taking the victory in game 1 here against Noble 5. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it came down to that big fight in the end. And if I'm Chad Penguin, I'm just kind of laughing to myself saying, okay, kill me. You just spent everything on it.
exactly.
So what a finish there in game 1. Good game, Demon Comps OP.
I agree.
Sebastian, would you like to do the straw poll?
Yeah, I'll do a straw poll.
Excellent. So we're going to throw that straw poll up in the chat there for you guys. And here are the stats. Let me get into Streamlabs client. Excellent. All right, so here's our stats from game 1. So we see with Chad Penguin 11-2-10, Opie 5-4-7, Legends 7-3-14, Slaga 2-1-17, and Boss Tone 6-2-12 with Maye 3-10-2. I'm not going to go into that last. No, I'm not going to go into it. I don't know. I'm terrible at this. I'm the worst. Yes, excellent. Thank you for changing the title. Appreciate that. Excellent. All right, so we'll go into this real quick. Just look at some of these stats for you guys who want to vote on the straw poll. We're gonna leave this up for just a moment, then we're gonna end the stream and come back in just a few moments with game 2. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the game tonight so far. If you have any complaints, please direct them to Sean Shannon or just shut up. Oh my goodness. Big CC score coming out from this Morgana, 76. Wow. All right, so the straw poll is in the chat here. So if you guys would like to vote in that, I'm going to vote.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to vote. Excellent. All right, so that's up. We've got the stats here. And we're going to go ahead and end the stream. For now, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game 2. Enjoy. Don't touch that mouse. I was going to say dial, but that's impossible. It's not a dial, I would assume.
Don't Alt F4. How about that?
Yeah, don't Alt F4 out of the stream. Stick around. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.